What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another video. If this is your first time stopping in, thank you for joining me. I've got my buddy Dan here today.
Hey guys.
We've got his 24 Road Glide on the lift, and we are going to be adjusting the clutch. This is a really easy process. I'm going to show you guys everything you need to know. Let's jump in. All right, so getting right into it, this is going to be a pretty quick and easy job. Should only take you about 15 or 20 minutes your first time, but this is going to be different than if you're used to, say, a dirt bike or a sport bike where all of your clutch adjustment is done just in the clutch cable. There's two separate locations that you're going to adjust on your Harley Davidson. So getting right into tools, basic tools is all you're going to need. T27 Torx bit for your derby cover, a 7/32 once you're inside, along with an 11/16 wrench. What else? We're definitely gonna need a torque wrench, and then a flat tip screwdriver will be helpful as well on the other side of the bike. We say we get started.
Let's do it.
All right, so first thing we're gonna do is get this cable pulled out of this retaining clip here. From there, we want to run these little rubber pieces up and out of the way, and you're going to slide this plastic sleeve up your clutch cable here. Spinning it helps a little bit, but there's no easy way to do it. Watch your knuckles, sharp heads. Okay, so now that we have the plastic sleeve out of the way, you can see our automatic clutch cable tension system here. All we're going to need to do for now is press the tabs here, which are going to push this red clip out, and then we're going to compress the spring and then re-engage the clip. That's going to leave a bunch of free play in your clutch lever. That's how you want it when you make the adjustments within your derby cover to your clutch. So you're just going to press in on these two tabs there. As you can see from the side, that is now free. So now we just need to compress the cable a bit, like so, and then re-engage the plastic clip. Okay, so now that Dan has that red clip all the way compressed on the clutch adjuster here, we can come up here, and if you check your clutch lever, there is a ton of free play. That is exactly what we want to see to then go in the derby cover and make our adjustment. All right, so now that we have the derby cover off, we're going to go ahead and use the 7/32 Allen right in here, along with our 11/16 wrench to break this nut loose. All right, so we're going to back that nut off about halfway. Now that Dan has the nut broken loose here, you can see we have free play on the adjustment rod here. What we're going to do is you want to spin this down until you just feel tension, and then you're going to back it off a half to a full turn. Just a light touch where it makes tension there. It's about right there. Then we're just going to back it off one full turn. So there's half, one. Now you want to be really careful as you tighten this nut back up that you don't have the rod itself spin too, because that's obviously going to lose your adjustment. Okay, so now that we've got that nut tightened by hand, Dan's gonna go ahead and torque that to 120 inch-pounds. Okay, so now that Dan's got that torqued down, we're good to go ahead and loosen up that plastic clip on the other side. It's gonna automatically tension to where we want it, and then you can check your free play in your clutch lever and make sure you like where you think it's gonna be engaging before you button everything back up. So all he's gonna do here is redepress those clips, and you're going to see it automatically pop. Okay, so as you can see, with that clip back in and that spring re-engaged in its natural position that it wants to sit, we have about an 1/8 inch of clutch play before anything actually starts moving within the basket there. That is just where we want it. Now we've got Dan throwing the derby cover back on. About 100 inch-pounds on the derby torque. It's like 82/103 or something like that. So 100 right in the middle, call it good. Good and tight. If it leaks, tighten it more. If you tighten it too far and you snap a derby bolt, don't come crying to me about it. So as Dan's torquing these down, he's of course using the torque sequence that is in our book here. Isn't that right, Dan?
I am.
Okay, so now that we have the red clip re-engaged and we've got the clutch lever tension where we want it, we're just gonna slide our little cover back on. It's not quite easy to do. It's a little bit of a pain. It really helps if you spin as you slide it down. See, it's such a pain to get to cover the yellow. Like you have to like finesse the hell out of it. So before we get too comfortable here, you don't need to take your bike off your lift if you have one to check your clutch engagement. If you got a nice wheel chock like we do now, we can go ahead and fire the bike up on the lift, put it in gear, let the clutch out, see if we like the friction point. If it's way down or way up, we know it's gonna need adjustment already, and we can make those changes while the bike's still strapped up and, you know, in work mode. So we're gonna drop it down and see what we've got. More fun if it jumps off when it's up high, you know? Be freaking epic.
You could just hit the pedal really fast.
Yeah. It'd make for a way cooler YouTube video if your bike just flies off into the freaking... It's now one of my wall banners, you know?
Right.
Good. Feel it. All right, so it looks like we have the clutch adjusted pretty well. How do you feel about it?
I like it. It's good. I do like it a little bit closer to the handle, but it'll work.
Okay, so if you want your clutch engagement to be a little bit closer to the handle itself, you do have two options to do that. You can either pull your derby cover back off and back it out a little bit further, retorque it and check again, or you can go over to the other side and adjust the cable. Just keep in mind that the more tension that you put on that spring, the more free play you will have in the lever up here, but that will ultimately have your engagement be further down. Right in the middle is just about right though, because when the lever is all the way out, the clutch is grabbing 100%, you know that. And then when it's pulled all the way in, your bike isn't kind of dragging you along like it's, you know, fully disengaged from the transmission in that aspect. And then also when you're in gear, you'll feel that it's easier to roll your bike around versus, you know, if you have it adjusted wrong, you'll feel an issue trying to move the bike when it's in gear with even with the clutch pulled in. So, I don't know if we're going to make any more adjustments, but for the purposes of this video, I think we've covered pretty much everything. Do you have anything to add? This is your first time doing it. It's pretty easy, huh?
It's pretty easy, yeah.
All right, so yeah, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below. I really hope this video helped some of you out. If it did, please give it a thumbs up. And please subscribe because we're about to pull Dan's bike off and start filming a new video on my bike. So, catch you guys in my next off week.